Welcome to action from the 2017 Big Dog Dart Tournament. This is an American-style darting event. It's a singles competition with no handicaps, and this match features Brian Butz taking on Dave Habowski. Players stand side by side at the shooting line, warming up before the toss of the coin and the shooting of the cork to determine the shooting order for Game 1 of the match. Brian shoots the cork, and he nails it. Hobo has the opportunity to land a cork as well and top Brian's dart, except his dart comes in slightly low. Brian chooses to shoot first. He leads off, and his first dart is straight to the left of the target. His second dart is as well. All three darts land in the 20. Brian blacks out inning number 1. Hobo takes the line and puts his first dart squarely into the red. Dart number 2, a trip. Picks up a single, so he has a one of each 6-point first inning. Brian's first dart in the second is in the blue, low, as well as his second dart. He does find the mark with his third dart. Spotting Hobo a 5-dart lead is a bold strategy, Cotton. Hobo takes the line in the second inning, and his first dart lands in a trip. Second dart red, looks like an opportunity for a big inning. And he nails it, 7 points in the second. So he's put up 13 points with his first 2 innings. Brian continuing to struggle to find the mark. Walks away from the third with 3 points. Hobo picks up a single point with his first start in the third inning. Adds a red to it. And nails a trip for another one of each 6 points. Hobo has 19 points after 3, a commanding lead, and it looks like Brian has found the mark. In the fourth inning, he puts up 5, missing his third dart by kissing into the blue. Hobo first dart, trip in the fourth. Second dart in the blue. 5 points for each player in the fourth inning. Brian first dart, trip in the fifth. Slides to his right, comes back, finds room for another trip, slides farther to his right. He's looking for room and finds some under his first 2 darts, lands a red, has 8 points for the fifth inning. Seems like he's finally caught his form. Hobo starts out, first dart trip in the fifth. Second dart picks up another point. Third dart lands a red, another one of each 6 for Hobo. And starting the sixth inning, Brian hits a trip with his first dart. Trip with his second dart. Just into the blue with dart number 3. 6 points for him. Hobo counters with first dart red. Second dart trip, moves over to his left, looking for something to shoot at. Sneaks that third dart in. 8 points for him. So players have gone 8-6 and 6-8 in the 5th and 6th innings. Here we find ourselves in the 7th. Brian's first dart lands in the red. Second dart misses the mark. Comes back. Gets 4 points for the inning. Hobo walks up to the line in the 7th, and he goes red. Takes a deliberate aim and lands a trip. And another Habowski style, 6 points for him. He's up 44-28. Brian shooting the 8th. First dart, red. Second dart, bad kiss. Third dart gets a point, so 3 points for him in the 8th. Hobo, first dart low. He's looking at a 44 total right now. 5 darts to go. Second dart red. Hits his trip. 5 points for the inning. Brian shooting for average. The door's been closed. First dart trip. Second dart trip. So like the 6th inning, the first 2 darts are in the trip, except for this time we land it. White horse for Brian to close out game number 1. Hobo, 1 point, that's what he needed for a 50. Add 2 to it with that red, and add another 2, so we have 54 as a total for Hobo. Brian finished that game strong. We have a 1-0 lead. We'll be looking at game number 2 in a moment. Brian's going first this game as well. First dart red, second dart red. This first inning is going much better for him. Misses on the other side of the wire. 4 points for him in the first. Hobo takes the line in the first. First dart red. Second dart in the blue. So he hits a trip with his third dart. That gives him a 5-4 lead after 1. Brian, first dart, second inning, finds the trip. Second dart red, chance for a big inning here. Slides to his right, comes back, finds more room in the red. 7 points for him. Hobo first dart red in the second inning. He comes back, finds a trip with his second dart. Chance for a big inning for him as well, and he hits it. He hits a trip with that, so 8 points for Hobo in the second inning. First dart red for Brian. Second dart wrong side of the wire. Catches a point with his third dart, so 3 points for him, 14 after the first stanza. Hobo goes red. Red. Slides off to his left. He's looking for room and finds it with a trip. 7 points for him, back-to-back big innings. Hobo 20, Brian 14 after 3. Brian's first dart and second dart in the 4 are both reds, and he hits a 7 for his 4th inning. Hobo's first dart in the 4 is in the blue, wrong side of the wire. Dart number 2 is a trip. Dart number 1's a single, so Brian has halved the lead. It's been cut from 6 points to 3. His first dart in the 5 is a high red. Second dart slides into the blue, so he's got 2 points for the inning. One more dart to shoot. Finds a red, 4 points for him, top of the 5th. Hobo, first dart red. Second dart red, room for another dart in the red. He drops it into the single. 5 points for him, extends his lead by 1, so he's up 4. Brian is shooting top of the 6th, starts off with a single. Goes too far, lands his second dart in the blue, comes back with a triple, so he has 4 points for the top of the 6th. Hobo, first dart trip in the 6th. Second dart red, a chance for a big inning. Bam! Nails a trip with his third dart. That's 8 points for him. That gives him a 37-29 lead heading into the final stanza. Brian starts out the 7 with a red, a trip, and another red. Big inning for him. 7 points, back at him. Hobo takes the line. First dart red. Second dart trip. Bigger inning. Right back at him with an 8. Brian, first dart red in the 8. Second dart trip. Moves to his right. Looking for room to land another big inning. 7 points for him. 45-43. Hobo has darts, and he's using them to pick up a red and a single and another red. 5 points for him, so he's at 50 already. Brian needs 7 to tie, 8 to go ahead. First dart red, second dart in the blue, and this one is over. 4 points for him. He puts a 47 for the game. Hobo 50 plus 3, and another 3, sitting at 56. You can't get a 60. But it looks like he really wanted that 59. So there's some video evidence. When you are the old fellow at the dartboard, you can look at everyone else and say, in my day, we used to curse 57s. But that aside, wonderful shooting. Brian ran into a buzzsaw that was Habowski dialed in. He put up 57 and 54 in 2 winning efforts. He's going to move on in the winner's bracket, and this match bounces Brian into the one-loss bracket. He'll be in good company. Chris Keene, Mark Rothling, Alan Miller, Jake Caskell, all living in the one-loss bracket right now. More action to come.